The very best athletes from Canada and all the way south to Argentina have assembled under one roof tonight in Toronto. After 6 years of preparations, the Pan Am Games are now underway. Canada has set an ambitious goal for our 700 athletes. We hope to finish in the top 2 in the medal standings. And as Mike Drolet reports, it appears that the people of Toronto are finally starting to embrace the Games.
For an event Toronto has been loath to accept, Pan Am Games fever is starting to take hold.
Mexico!
Maybe it's the infectious attitude of the city's tourists or the distraction of fireworks on the CN Tower that had people panicking and had caught on fire. But the Games are suddenly a hot ticket.
The communication, everything, transportation, everything has been great. Great host city. Okay. Toronto.
It was only a week ago critics were calling the Games a failure. Ticket sales were mediocre at best. Gridlock was everywhere. Even the New York Times weighed in, calling Torontonians indifferent. But now 850,000 of the 1.2 million available tickets have been snatched up. And while the gridlock is still there, the complaints have quieted down. The collective attitude, we've paid for it, why not enjoy it?
There is no Games in the world that haven't had critics and cynics leading up to the opening day. It is totally predictable.
Toronto has a lot riding on these Games, but organizers argue the $2.5 billion price tag is buying more than just Pan Am. It's buying a legacy. 10 new sporting venues, 15 renovated ones, and a new rail line from the airport to downtown. Organizers, while trumpeting the Games, don't even try to hide the fact they've been thinking Olympics all along. No doubt they'll be buoyed by this. IOC President Thomas Bach lauding Canadian sport and hinting at a future Games.
Canada has all the assets to organize Olympic Games, and I hope very much that the Olympic Games one day will come back to Canadian soil.
Those assets, for the most part, are already in place. Thanks to Pan Am, an athletes' village, a new stadium perhaps are needed, but not much else. Bids are already being accepted for the 2024 Olympics, but with Boston, Rome, Paris, and Hamburg in the mix, 2028 seems more realistic.
If we do a good job, we will have the option of having Olympics. If we don't do a good job, and if the city doesn't respond, we will not have that option.
So they have time to consider when to bid and to cheer on Canada's finest.
How did Canada do?
They won.
Mike Drolet, Global News, Toronto.